Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another Is It Worth Buying video. In today's video, yes, we are talking on a classic Tony Hawk's Underground 2. This is definitely a game worth buying. If anybody out there is all like, oh no, Underground 2 wasn't the best, in my opinion, best Tony Hawk game that you could possibly get. Better than Pro Skater. I'll have to say probably the only other two Tony Hawk games that would stay, well, three I guess, because I did play a little bit of that one too. But I would have to say the top three in my opinion is Underground 2, Underground 1, and then American Wasteland. Those were the ones that I had dumped hours into. And no, I remember playing a lot of because I think this game, it did come out on PSP. I remember playing it a little bit on the PSP. And then I did play a lot of it on the PlayStation 2, and then American Wasteland. I think I played down the PlayStation 2 also, but they do have it on the Xbox 360. And then another thing too, in case you was wondering, is this game backwards compatible? Not on the Xbox Series X, but if you do have an Xbox 360, you can play it on the Xbox 360. So that was something I made sure of, that I had did some research, because I do have an original Xbox, but I was like, nah, it just visually I know it would look better on the Xbox 360 and stuff. So, but anyways, yeah, to get into the gameplay of this game, so it does kind of have like the similarities of Pro Skater, where you're having to go around a map and do all these different like missions and stuff. And yeah, but it does have it where it's a little bit more open world. So I would say that was the benefit of playing Tony Hawk's Underground, was that it was way more open world. 1 and 2, it was way more open world than Pro Skater. Pro Skater just seemed like that they wanted you to do the tricks, but they was like, okay, let's just add like a visual effect, but it ain't really all that open world and stuff. It just seemed like it was kind of like a small little area you can explore, versus Underground 1 and 2. I think that it was like, with just the success of those two games, it laid out the foundation of Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, in my personal opinion. But anyways, yeah, I remember just being a kid, like when playing this game on the PSP, that it was, I think it did come out on the PSP. I would look it up, but my internet for some odd reason is being weird right now. So yeah, I'm just having to you just remember things off of the top of the dome. But I feel like that they did come out with a PSP version of this game, and I just remember just dumping a gang of hours into it. Like, it was definitely one of those, if it wasn't the PSP, it was definitely the PlayStation 2. But that's how I actually, so if it didn't come out on the PSP, because I remember they did come out with Tony Hawk, I think it was, yeah, Project 8. And I would say that was like the next Tony Hawk game. Like, that was like because I think that was like one of the last few like open world ones that they did. And then afterwards, like, I didn't play any other Tony Hawk games after that. I was just like, I still had like, yeah, Project 8, American Wasteland, Underground 1 and 2. I never did play Pro Skater, but Activision, they just forcing everybody to play Pro Skater, and I'm like, okay, I get it, I understand. This is your guys' moneymaker, Activision. This needs to be the next Tony Hawk. I'm telling you, like, watch, that's what we're gonna see. We're on like, oh, Tony Hawk Ride remaster, and it's gonna be them like big old giant skateboard things, and it's like, bro, just give the crowd what they want, man. Like, Activision be acting weird at times. But anyways, but yeah, overall though, this was one of those games where, like, as a kid, you didn't really like follow through with the missions. You just explored around the map, and if you came across a mission, then it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll do this just to see what it's about. But yeah, it was like I was always just trying to beat my high score. What else? Just like, yeah, just aimlessly just going around the map, just doing whatever and stuff. So yeah, this was definitely one of those games, like, as a kid, had the most amount of fun. Like, and I guess, like, you know, if you're if you're a parent, you want your kid to get into some retro games, this would be a good game to start off with. Because yeah, Tony Hawk's Underground 2, it was one of those games where I'm like, I had to, they was like, wait a minute, 2 games in one? Oh yeah, so there's like story mode and then classic mode. So they do have like a story that you follow, and then they also have the classic mode, which is like Pro Skater and stuff. So it does have like its Pro Skater elements. But yeah, and then they also have, so if you guys can see this dude right here, so if you could kind of make out what he has like one of them, like, you know how like in Paul Blart Mall Cop, that dude, yeah, Kevin James, he had like that Segway like thing. They got something like that in here, but it's like faster than a car pretty much. So yeah, man, they had a lot of different things that you can do in this game, and it was definitely one of those games where whether you're just like free roaming, And you're like, yeah, because it is like, yeah, free roam, like sandbox type features where it's like you don't really have to play the game, the story, or the classic mode. You can just do whatever. But yeah, you could do that. And then what else? Like, yeah, it was a lot. It's just one of those games where it's like you have to experience it. I feel like that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you have to get this game to experience it. And you're probably wondering, like, okay, like, how did you manage to get this in 2025? Like, it just seems like it's impossible nowadays to get like classic games like this. So Amazon got like whatever game you're looking for, they most likely have it. So definitely check Amazon. If Amazon don't have it, I know GameStop's, they're starting to try to bring back retro games again. Check them. And then what else? Oh yeah, then like a local like retro gaming store. I know I would check. There's this retro game store that I would go to, but they never had this, and so that's why I'm like, yeah, let me check Amazon and see. And there was a copy left, and I was like, okay, yeah, let me just go ahead and get it. I think it was pricey, but it's like, yeah, nowadays. But I mean, for what you're getting, yeah, it was definitely worth the price. Like I think I paid 40 for this. I would have to. Let me see if my internet is working, because if not, then oh, it is. Okay, cool. So I can give you guys like a little bit more information. Nope, it's not working. Made it seem like it was, and now it's just taking forever to load up. I swear, man, I hate my internet at times because it just be doing some old dumb stuff. Like, it knows that you're trying to do something, and then that's when it's like, oh, let's just start acting slow. Feel like any other day of the week, perfectly normal. Days where I'm trying to do stuff, then that's when it wants to act stupid. So it's weird, man. But anyways, but yeah, overall though, Tony Hawk's not American Wasteland, Underground 2, that's a good game. But Tony Hawk's Underground 2, it's solid. It's definitely a game that I would recommend you guys pick up if you are looking, like, if you just start getting into Tony Hawk games and you're all like, okay, what's the best? Underground 2, in my opinion, would be the best. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.